The 359 is sponsored by USB Technology. The USB Implementers Forum reminds consumers that USB IF logos are displayed on certified USB products. So the next time you're shopping for a reliable USB charger, cable, or device, look for the logos. Get the whole story at enablingus.org. Hey, good morning and welcome to the 359 podcast, the show that occupies 4 minutes of your life with relevant information and then wastes 20. On Thursday, August 23rd.
420, blaze it, baby.
It's episode 448, and since we are dark tomorrow, we just want to celebrate a little bit early. Tomorrow is, in fact, Pluto is no longer a planet day. Yes, August 24th commemorates the day in 2006 when Pluto was downgraded from planet to dwarf planet.
First of all, why is it a downgrade to not be a planet anymore? I'm not a planet.
That's a downgrade. From planet to not planet? That's
what's
a downgrade.
There's nothing important about being a planet.
Whoa. Planets are huge by definition.
Alfred, I had no idea you were planetist.
Today.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
It's big news today.
You don't have to be a planet to be successful,
All
all right, Dad?
let's stop talking about planets because our show has nothing to do with planets today. We'll be talking about a lot of robots.
Yay!
We got some new news on the Sony Aibo, the new Sony Aibo, that robot dog that they showed off at CES. We got a bit more details on that. Ben's going to talk about that on the podcast. We'll be talking about LG's planned exoskeleton, the SuitBot. This sounds way cooler than Aibo, by the way.
Did you say soup?
Soupbot
It's called a SuitBot. It's a wearable robot. It's
I
not
thought you said soup.
It's not soup that you drink. It's a suit that you wear.
No soup for you, man.
All right. And then lastly, we'll be talking about the DNC hack that wasn't a hack. Alfred's got all the details. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Brian will pick out the best, and we'll get them in 3 minutes and 59 seconds.
See you then in 3, 2...
Welcome to the 359. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.
I'm Alfred Eng.
Are you willing to spend almost $3,000 on a robot dog? Well, Sony has the pup for you. Ben's got all the details on the new Aibo.
Wait, I do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's $2,900. It's the...
That's all you need to know. All right,
It's
done.
limited.
It's too expensive.
It's a limited edition bundle. I don't know why they made the bundle so much more
What is
expensive
the bundle,
than in Japan.
though? Well, what exactly comes in this bundle?
It includes dog toys. They have the quote iBone, the iBone for the
God.
Aibo,
Oh, jeez.
and also a pink ball, which is reminiscent of the original Aibo that they discontinued 12 years ago.
So tell
I
me
hate
more
this
about
already.
this Aibo. What does it actually do? Why would I want to spend $3,000 on it?
Literally a robot companion. It doesn't really serve much of a practical function as far as I can tell. It does have a ton of really cool tech built into it, but basically it's meant to be like a companion robot. It goes and it finds you, talks to you, or like it barks at you. You can teach it tricks. It can map your house. But yeah, it's basically like meant to mimic a dog, but not be a dog.
All right, speaking of robots, LG says it will show off a wearable SuitBot next week at the IFA trade show. It's essentially an exoskeleton that you wear to enhance your strength. It's really for factory workers moving heavy boxes.
That sounds totally sweet.
You know what?
And you'll be at IFA next week.
I
You
am
should
totally
really
going to
try
wear
it.
this. This reminds me of the exoskeleton that they had at CES one year that made you old. It made you a geezer.
What?
This
Right,
is way
right.
better.
This is pretty much the exact opposite. This isn't the first time we've seen exoskeleton suits that augment your physical capabilities, but this is part of their new LG's sort of their focus on robots and AI and all this new fancy tech stuff. But basically, how close are we to a full-blown Iron Man suit?
I mean,
Not very.
hopefully by
this looks pretty far from that.
hopefully by the holidays.
Rain
Stop
on
being-
your parade, but yeah, this looks nothing like Iron Man.
Really, all you need are the arms, and it's kind of like the beginning of the
You
Iron
also
Man
need
suit.
a laser cannon in your chest.
Not looking for the laser cannon. I just want the suit part.
That's the limited edition part.
Yeah, that is that actually comes on the Aibo, the laser beams.
That's worth $2,900 at least.
Yeah.
So we'll get more details on this next week. Unfortunately, Ben will be at IFA in Berlin to hopefully check this out in person.
Yeah.
Lastly, the DNC. There was a bit of a security scare with the DNC yesterday, but it turned out to be a bit of a false alarm. Alfred, what happened here?
So security researchers on Wednesday basically discovered a phishing page that looked identical to Vote Builder, which is what the DNC uses for their voter database. So, you know, this kind of brought back this whole sense of, are they trying to hack our election? Are they trying to send this to our like DNC staffers to try to get their logins and their passwords? which is what the security researchers had believed. So the DNC looked more into it yesterday, and then they basically discovered this was a false alarm. Yes, there was a fake page of Vote Builder, but it wasn't built by any foreign adversaries or anything like that.
What was it built by?
It was built by basically a test, like a test for like a lot of websites do these where they test their own employees to see if they'll fall for phishing websites.
Wait, so this was built by the DNC?
Not by the DNC, but somebody within like a Democrat like organization. There were reports. NBC and PC Mag both reported that it came from the Michigan Democratic Party. I've reached out to them to confirm that, but apparently somebody within those ranks basically commissioned this test and didn't tell anybody about it.
Oh my God.
So there was this whole like big concern about that.
Well, given the DNC's past history with hacks, I guess it's good that they're being extra prudent.
I honestly,
about
it's
security.
much better for them to be cautious about this than to just think, it's probably nothing.
All right, for more on these stories, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.
I'm Alfred Ng.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I did it.
Out of anger.
Dude, way to go. We were right on time.
You were right there.
Nice
Really
job,
right
guys.
on
You actually
time.
nailed 4 minutes
That's
this time.
because
It's unheard of.
Roger gave me one talking point about Aibo.
That's right.
That was it.
That's it.
He was like, all
That's all you
right,
get.
we're done.
I
I
wanted
want
to
to talk
spend the whole
about
time
it.
making fun of it.
I
but-
wanted to talk about the LG one. That
Yeah.
just seemed way cooler than the robot dog.
I disagree with you. The
Really?
LG thing doesn't have a
Do
personality.
we know how much the suit bot like
I mean,
costs?
I think this is a concept. I don't think we're going to see a price
That's
on this thing.
unfortunate.
And if it's for factory workers, it's going to be priced for the enterprise, which
Yeah,
means
we're
it could
thinking
be
like
a lot.
10,000.
My point is though, is that
15,000,
if somebody comes up to you and says like, would you rather have this robot dog companion or these robot legs that you can put on and like helps you lift stuff and like probably kick things much harder? Like, which would you pick?
Yeah, the freaking legs.
See, I thought I was going to be the one that was going to be down on Aibo on this show, but
you're
you guys
loving
are
it?
even more down on it. No, it's.
Well,
I think
when
you
I found
guys.
out it was $3,000, I kind of went, all right.
You thought you could hate something more than me?
That's true. That's true. That being said, I think you guys are significantly discounting the enormous amount of Aibo loyalists fervor there is.
No, there's definitely
it's a small community.
that kind of retro nostalgia trend.
my God.
$3,000. That
do they
stuff.
do they take them to the robot dog park? And
They might. they do have like Aibo meetups, but there were people.
Are
that,
there
God.
really?
you should go to
Yes!
one.
You should.
You should
That
really
it
go
should
to
be a
one.
story.
It's in Japan. You're not
Oh,
sending me
yeah,
to
you should
Japan
go to
for this.
Japan.
Wait,
go to
actually, I'm
one.
going to Japan. Maybe I should do this.
Yeah. So there were people that loved their Aibos and like really enjoyed having them so much that they would spend hundreds of dollars to repair them after Sony stopped doing maintenance work on these Aibos in 2014. So like people don't just like these things; they love them, and
I get it. You can form an emotional attachment. They serve as a companion. So
and
of
Sony
course.
is very intentionally creating like a lot of elements to say like it's worth $3,000 by saying there are no two Aibos are the same. They have a
Wait, what do you mean no
personality.
two Aibos are the
Because
same?
what they do is that they actually like experience things, and so like from the people they
so
meet,
it'll
it'll
learn-
remember. Yeah,
Oh,
they
I get
remember
it.
interactions. They actually develop a personality. These are all the things they're trying to trigger
I mean,
and get interest in
I
the
think
Aibo community.
I would have been interested in like this for my kid if it were like $50 or something.
yeah,
but
or even like 100.
yeah, even 100. I'd at least consider it. Maybe when my kid gets older, but $3,000 is a lot of money for
It was
something like this.
the original Aibo was $2,000, which when
all right.
factoring
All
in
right.
inflation, it's fairly similar, and you get the iBone. So I don't know why I'm defending this thing
Yeah.
because I don't actually think it's not going beyond a niche product at that price. You could literally, I wrote this in my story, you could buy 2 mid-range MacBook Pros for the
Right.
same price.
Are you
Or-
are you
or
an
an actual
Aibo like
dog.
spokesperson?
God damn it! This is not what I was hoping would happen.
Nice try, Sony.
Brian, do we have any questions?
Oh, are we doing that now?
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, I had to like defend, not defend.
You really
the
had to
Aibo.
defend the honor of Aibo.
Look,
right
I
there.
hate it, but it's awesome.
Okay, look, I really want one. Okay,
All right,
guys.
Brian, let's get to the questions.
Let's get an Aibo in here. We'll paint our logo on the side. It'll be our official mascot. Jacob Lombardo is kind of stemming off of this recent sympathy that you guys were just discussing. Seriously, who in the world can this possibly be catered to? This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. A robot dog, he scoffs.
I would assume that it's for very lonely people.
Well, yeah, older
It's
people.
a toy.
No, like older people.
Well,
Folks who
if they're
need companionship,
if they're
right?
marketing it as like companionship, like
Yeah.
they have, like stuffed animatronic like seals or whatever.
Yeah, Patrick Collin did a great story on that. Like
the duck,
little
right?
kids. It's
Yeah.
the Affleck duck. These kids suffering from cancer, like to help with their treatment, they have these like robot ducks, like Affleck ducks.
I guarantee you that
serve as companions.
those are not $3,000 though.
Probably not.
Yeah, and
This is not meant for that kind of thing. I mean, I suppose you could use it for that kind of thing, but it's really meant more for a mainstream audience. Which,
Right.
granted, a mainstream audience they can afford. They can afford a $3,000 dog, like toy
Yeah,
dog.
it's for lonely rich people.
yeah, it's only a banana. What could it cost? Like $10?
That's one expensive banana.
You just pulled a total Lucille Bluth there, didn't you?
Yeah,
Was that intentional?
That's the thing. Like, what mainstream for the $3,000 robot dog? Like, get out of here.
It's only a banana.
All right, Alfred, here's some money. Go see a Star War. Michael Brown has officially relabeled Burger Larry as the Aibo Whisperer. So we should go ahead.
I don't want this.
I love it. Aibo Whisperer.
From Michael Brown as well.
Disagree.
What's the purpose of this robot dog, and what's the difference between Aibo and the small toy dogs in the toy stores? Hashtag RIP Toys R Us.
Yo, those toy
yeah.
dogs in the toy stores are awful. I got them for Christmas 2 years in a row.
You mean those little ones
like
that,
last
that
year?
flip?
Yeah, no, not those.
Yip, 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 flip.
Like they had some stuff like at Toys R
Were they
Us,
smart dogs? Like
something like that. But they kind
Yeah.
of looked like Aibo, but they were like, oh, you could plug it into like your like iPod and it dances or something like that. And it was just like it was really crappy, and that was a terrible Christmas gift, Dad. And
Work it out on the podcast.
Good thing he doesn't watch the show at all. So
yeah, so I would say the difference is this one's probably like much smarter and like
It
you
does
said,
more.
Like,
It does more. It has a connected app.
What does it actually do?
It like goes and it's interesting. It goes and seeks you out, and it wants to connect
Kill you.
and have a conversation. It can recognize 100 different faces or remembers
So
past
will
interactions.
it know if you're like sad and like comfort you, or will it know if you're like happy and like dance around or something?
It does. It can detect smiles or words of praise. I don't know if it can detect if you're sad or not.
Can it detect
and you
if
can
you're, like,
also
angry?
pet it, and it will respond if you pet it on its head, under its chin, or on its
And you're
back.
supposed to like
sorry,
roll
wait,
it over
so-
to put it to sleep or something?
I don't know.
It-
No, it can find its own charging point because it maps your house. So it's got
And
like
sends
a
that
ton
data
of
back
stuff
to
in it.
Sony, right?
So it's a Roomba that yips.
why doesn't it just
No,
clean
it
on the
doesn't
way?
clean your
It should
floor though.
clean.
The Roomba
It
should at
should
least the Roomba at least cleans your floor.
There's, like,
This thing-
Answering Michael Brown's question is the from a companion standpoint, this is in effect the same thing conceptually as a pet rock. Because a pet rock, you just have it
Pet
in
rocks.
a shoebox. You have it as your friend, you take care of it, whatever. But like it just does more than a pet rock, but it's like a companionship thing.
It's just like it has the capability to do like actual like practical things. Like it has like cameras on its eyes and like sensors and stuff to like map out the house. Like if this was marketed like, oh, this is like a like companion like robot or something, but also it can patrol your house at night for like any potential burglars or anything
Wait,
like
can I
that.
do that? Is that
No,
cool?
'cause it's not
Sort of.
marketed that way.
It
Sort
doesn't
of.
even have any knives, dude.
So
No, that's the premium model. That's
Sony
a $4,000 version.
It's the eye knife. Or
yeah.
Sony did mention that through the app you can go get a video feed of like the dog, so you could use it.
Oh, you can
as
see what the
a-
dog is seeing.
Yes.
basically.
Yes, so you could use it as a quote unquote
Well, do you-
watchdog. That's a joke. That's a good joke.
Did Sony
right
send
there.
Did you
that?
remember the 359 episode we did CS where we tried out that Chloe robot?
Oh God.
Remember the Chloe bot?
Oh man, that was
That was supposed to be a
Gross.
companion bot too. Remember how it kept failing, but
Yeah.
it was supposed to
Gross.
like move around and like.
Gross.
Oh, okay.
I hate it.
Wow.
I had to touch it. I hate it. I hate it.
You had to touch
I
it.
hate it.
Wow.
Chloe.
They
Chloe
made me
dances.
mic it.
It danced. You had to mic it.
Which? Oh, am I
mic'd
thinking of the wrong one?
I think you're thinking about the wrong one.
What was the creepy bot, the humanoid bot? That
No,
was
no,
there?
this
Oh,
isn't the
yeah.
humanoid bot. This was like a small,
Pepper?
cute thing.
Oh, the one that took the nosedive off the desk.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the one. Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't save it.
It was adorable.
Parkour
but it
bot.
just didn't work at all.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, not gross. Take it back.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
let's
very
get some more questions. We're gonna run out of time.
Yeah.
Our Wallop says it's a lot of money. How much would you spend for a real dog though? Dog food and vet bills, and that brings me to another question. When this thing dies, do you have to go to the shop? Do you have to take it to like an engineer? or does it go to a vet?
You buried in your backyard, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
I turned my dog in for scraps.
For spare parts, dude. You're taking it apart. No, I'm assuming there's some sort of service plan or something.
There's a service plan. Yeah,
you can get it fixed.
They
Service
have
plan
like
for
a
your
puppy like Apple Care kind of thing.
Yes,
for
of course
it.
they do. And
They're-
I'm sure
they're
it costs like
constantly-
another $1,000.
Look,
Constantly trying to upsell you.
don't spend this money on a robot dog, especially when there are so many robot dogs in shelters that you can adopt.
I know.
And
There we go.
But to your original question, I mean, like a purebred will cost like $3,000, $5,000, right? So,
There are purebreds that cost anywhere between
And that's not-
1,000 plus.
and that doesn't even take. And then obviously you can adopt a dog for free, but you're right. There is that cost of feeding it, taking care of it. But this one doesn't
I
poop.
swear to God, like it's
Aibo
not.
doesn't poop.
It's an apples to oranges comparison. You're talking about a robot dog, which is a toy.
That was the question
and
being
a living
asked.
being, though.
That was the question being asked.
It is true, but it's not even remotely the same
Right.
thing.
The Aibo doesn't poop, so there's that.
Right.
One point in its favor. You don't have to clean up dog poop.
It
That would
doesn't
be
poop.
cool if they did
it
that.
doesn't eat. It doesn't stink. So what does it do? Does
It
it
might
have?
stink after a while. I don't know.
Does it have Google AI or Alexa capabilities?
It has.
It should.
It has cloud-based
turn on the stereo.
artificial-
Yeah.
It has cloud-based artificial intelligence,
What
which
does that-
utilizes
what does that mean?
AWS.
What does that
What?
mean?
Come on, you know exactly what that means.
Cloud-based artificial
You
intelligence.
know,
No, but what does that mean to like a normal person?
I remember
like, you would never
every-
say, "Oh, this thing has cloud-based AI." Works.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember every kid, like around December, around the holiday season, they'd go to Santa at the mall and they'd go, Santa, I want a puppy that has cloud-based AI based on the AWS server. Yeah, what a.
I've been a really good boy this year. I really want the AWS-based cloud service.
What's the Christmas story? I want a
The
Red Ryder
BB
BB
gun.
gun,
BB gun, yeah.
carbine action
cloud-based.
with cloud-based.
Admittedly, all our best podcasts are me just getting dunked on for 20 minutes. So
So it keeps the audience coming back.
It's fine. That's what I'm here for.
Ricky B is kind of worried about that somebody might hack the dog and be able to scope out the house. Is
Oh,
that a
yeah, that's
concern?
definitely
Oh,
true.
that's totally a
That'll
thing.
probably happen.
Especially if it's cloud-based, right?
The dog will attack you.
There's a very high chance that this
Yeah.
some security researcher will find vulnerabilities on this
Well,
dog
no,
at some
seriously,
point.
like how many times have we seen like vulnerabilities with AWS-based services? So,
What is that? What is get it?
We should look into that. I'd be kind of interested to see if we could get we should hire a hacker to see if they can
I
crack the
feel
dog
like
on
that
camera.
we're gonna see that story's inevitable. Someone's gonna be able to hack into one of these things and use the dog's cameras, to check out what's going on in the house.
Or instead of barking, it'll get it to say something offensive, or use its OLED eyes to do
I just feel like
skull and
Yeah.
we're gonna
crossbones.
see this in like Ocean's 13 or something like heist movie where they like hack in the dog's camera,
Kingsman.
scope out the what?
Kingsman.
Kingsman, right? Scope out the house so you know where exactly to either steal stuff or break in.
Or the dog explodes, right? If it's Kingsman,
Well,
there's
how is it-
inevitably going to be
how-
an amazing
Well,
explosion.
actually, the robot dog thing was in the second movie. Actually,
Really?
Now that I realize that they had 2 robot dogs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't get a robot dog. Robot dogs are
but
dumb.
they were like killer robot dogs. So
I just want somebody to hack the dog, have it roll, and be like, I can't do that, Dave.
Can it speak? Can it make noises?
It barks.
right?
Why
I
are
don't
all
know
the
if it
robot
talks,
pets
though.
always dogs? Why can't they be robot cats, huh?
Hey, that's the exact question coming in from, was it APEC? Who was asking this? I totally lost track of who was asking this. No, Timothy Dew. Timothy Dew says, how come there's no love for robot cats? And do they think that they're going to make any other robot pets that you don't need?
Fair
I think
point.
they
Ooh,
they
want-
did exist.
I want to see a robot giraffe. I don't know why.
Like actual size or
Yeah, like life size.
Make a robot fish and the thing instantly shorts out when you throw it in the tub.
These, I mean, like the Aibo is not a new product. It first came out in 1999. So
Yeah,
if
no,
people
that's
were
true.
really interested in having robot pets, it would have already happened already. The
Yeah.
problem is that they're way too expensive. So even for somebody like you, that you would be like, oh, I'd love to get this for my kid. There's no way in hell you're spending $3,000 on it. So that's the end of it. I am not the Aibo whisperer.
All right, we are
Sure,
moving
I know,
on.
whisper.
Let's move on
AW.
to exoskeletons. Apex says that suit would be so handy for my dad who works at an airport. That's a good point. Doing a lot of
Yes.
heavy lifting there, all the luggage, all the equipment. It reminds him of Call of Duty.
Oh, the latest one, or the not the latest one.
I'm
but
not
the
so
one from
versed on the Call of Duty
Advanced Warfare?
library. Yeah, it says AW. So is that it?
Yeah,
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is stuff right out of like sci-fi, right? I mean, and we've seen some of this stuff before. I'm mostly interested in this. It apparently has sandal type shoes, which like automatically adjust to the wearer because my feet are fat, and so I kind of need like that customized setup.
I just hope it's.
Yeah, they can do that with fabric, Roger.
I'd like to try
You have
this
no
thing
idea how
on.
hard it is for me to find comfortable shoes.
I'm skeptical about this product because I feel like it would be like really janky at first. It needs to go through at least a couple generations to, I would assume, actually be able to like function properly. Somebody's working in an airport lugging stuff all day. I don't know that this thing would actually work really well.
Yeah, wouldn't it
But
make?
I will try it.
Wouldn't it make more sense if it's for people like carrying things to have the exoskeleton on their arms? I guess you're supposed to lift with your legs,
that's
but
really
I
like,
think
just
that
answered
this
your
is
own
meant to help
question.
your back.
yeah, but like, I always have a hard time carrying stuff because it's like a strain on my arms.
Your arms are just weak, dude.
Yeah, so if I had the exoskeleton for my arms, that wouldn't be a problem.
That's coming
Just
next
eat more
year's
spinach.
model. That's next year's model.
That's true. They started with like the bottom half.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't.
get to the top half next year.
I want the exoskeleton just because it is essentially like wearable seat pants. You can just walk around and pop a squat wherever you're tired.
Oh, that's
I saw like
true.
Lexi was demoing that in the video. I was just like, I want that. I just want to be able to sit wherever the hell I want.
Lexi's thing is a different.
I
It
know,
is a
but it's
different
the only
exoskeleton,
relevant
right?
exoskeleton
This
footage
is-
I have on file.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They basically function the same way. Let's move on from Michael Brown again on the subject of the false alarm of the cyber attack on the NC. Why is that the U.S. government so much weaker at combating this attack than the Silicon Valley juggernauts? Alfred?
Well, it's extremely different across the board for everybody. So, like the Silicon Valley juggernauts, that's like Google and Facebook and Apple. They control every element of, their infrastructure. Like Google can tell all their employees we're using two-factor authentication now. When you take a look at something like the DNC, the RNC, even like your local election county officials, there's no set like standard for everybody. Like the federal government can't just like Trump can't sign an executive order that's basically like you have to have these security measures within place. So there's so much like, fractured like stuff going on that it's hard for them to basically have one security standard among everybody, and it's hard to like coordinate it all.
Yeah, and that way that makes it easier to find weaker links. Obviously.
All right, we are just about out of time, but I like all these suggestions coming in the chat about where the exoskeleton could actually be useful. Someone who has a grandmother who's perhaps physically unable, or those with general handicaps, could really see a lot of fantastic usages. Keep sending them along. We want to hear more where you think this could be a practical implementation. In the meantime, though, coming back from APEC, could the suit become weaponized at all? And I want to propose this as a closing thought. What's first to weaponize, the exosuit or the Aibo?
Ooh.
The suit. What?
Have you seen
exosuit
Black
for an
Mirror?
Aibo.
I mean, Aibo is basically
Okay,
that
but have you seen Aibo? Like, that thing is so tiny. It like
makes for the most
It's-
unlikely assassin.
I'd like to see an Aibo kill a man. Hopefully.
Oh my god!
Hopefully in a death pit.
You really want to share
Hey,
this
welcome-
Aibo Whisperer title?
welcome
right?
to 359. Do you want to see a dead body?
So wait, are you saying that the Aibo's just going to nurse ratchet somebody?
I don't know what that means.
You've not seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
It's been a while.
Ruben.
I haven't seen it either.
It's been a while.
Go watch it this weekend. That's your
I
homework.
think the mango is better.
So either way, yes, the exoskeleton will probably get weaponized first, and I'd be really surprised if the military wasn't already developing.
I'm sure
stuff
there's
like that.
already something, in like R&D, like they're testing out now. So.
Well, yeah, we have that video of the third arm thing in the army, right?
Whoa.
There's like
I know
an
what you're talking
exoskeleton.
about.
Yeah.
We tweet
exactly.
that video
that-
8 times a day.
That stuff is it's already in development.
Yo, if Social's listening, tweet that video again today.
All right, we are down to the wire and out of time. So thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to USB for sponsoring the show. We are done for the week. We'll see you guys on Monday. Who wants to take us on out of here?
I guess I'll do it. All right.
All right, I
359 is available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Feedburner, Google Play Music, Google Podcast, the Amazon Echo, and of course, CNET.com. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining
Not
us.
me though.
Have a
All
great
right.
weekend, folks.
Bye,
Not him.
everybody.
He's gonna be in Berlin.
looking for Aibos.
Track Ben on Twitter while he's at
Yeah,
IFA.
definitely follow him on Twitter, and hopefully he gets a chance to check out the Suit Bot. Maybe.
I will make it my mission.
Weaponize it.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.